Welcome back to my 4-part series on emotional intelligence. If you're just joining us, I recommend starting at the beginning and watching them in order. In my last 3 videos on emotional intelligence, I talked about identifying your emotions, self-awareness, managing them, self-management, and reading others' possible emotions and motives by picking up on their visual and verbal cues. Even if you do these first 3 things well, your work relationships, your personal relationships won't fall perfectly into place on their own. In my experience, they take intentional effort. Feedback from coworkers as well as formal assessments can be incredibly helpful. Based on your own natural tendencies, your natural preferences, some things come easily to you. Others feel outside your comfort zone. One tool I use with clients is called Agile EQ. It maps out where you're naturally comfortable and where you're not based on your style. And we often hear that you need to step outside of your comfort zone, but I'd suggest a different approach, expanding your comfort zone by becoming more skillful, learning new behaviors, understanding what's causing the discomfort in the first place. Because let's be honest, no one wants to live outside their comfort zone for very long, and certainly not forever. So to expand our comfort zone, we have to want to. We talk about how much energy it takes to stretch it or to live outside of it, but we don't often talk about motivation, what really drives us. And so I want to share a quick story. I was meeting with a client who's a senior executive. He's an engineer by training. And for much of his career and his life, he stayed firmly inside of his comfort zone, which is an independent, fast-paced, and by his own admission, impatient human being. To someone who didn't know him, he might have come across as insistent or even uncaring. Today, though, he's grown into a highly respected vice president, and he's known as an extraordinary people leader. I asked him how that transformation occurred, and he told me a story. He told me that years ago he had a habit of being very private in public. He'd go into a grocery store and he might meet a clerk's greeting with a mumble or with nothing at all. He might look away. And one day he decided to run a little experiment. He greeted the clerk first, sincerely, proactively, and he smiled. And whether by coincidence or not, the clerk gave him a discount. He says that moment changed everything. He realized that when he changed his behavior, other people's reactions changed too. He took that insight back to his team and grew exponentially as a leader. So what might happen for you if you made a small, intentional shift to expand your comfort zone? I hope you found this series on emotional intelligence insightful and you have a few new things to try. Remember, there's almost always room to grow when it comes to emotional intelligence for all of us. I'm Andrea Chilcote, and I hope you enjoyed this 4-part series of What Leaders Need Now. You can find more at whatleadersneednow.com or the What Leaders Need Now YouTube channel.